What is going on, YouTube guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. It is your boy Pokestocks. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be going over sort of a market recap, guys. Especially, I've been doing these videos sort of repetitively, but I do want to make it pretty clear they're all going to have their specific niche. Just going over, sets for the sets for the month of August. I'm sorry, I should rephrase that. We'll be diving into Destined Rivals, a very, very big topic. Some also really good Sword and Shield sets at the moment. And of course, guys, I do gotta mention, if you want to go ahead and be part of a community, join the Discord. I always love to say this, it's not on Discord, guys, it's a community. So if you have not, go ahead and join. Link in description and comment section. And of course, I'm not a financial advisor, so please take this for your own advice. And let's hop into this video. So to give you guys a little bit of update on my life right now, just to keep you guys posted, I'm going on vacation in around 2 days. So I'm trying to record as much content as I can right now before I leave. I will still be recording on vacation. It's just I want to make sure I can post videos when I'm on the plane, etc., etc. So that's why a lot of the videos, guys, might just be a little bit more exhausting for me physically, because recording for 30 minutes is a lot. So just keep that in mind if you guys do sort of realize that, but nothing too crazy. Let's hop into this video. So we have Destined Rivals, and for the month of August, it is hands down climbing in very, very strong. If you currently pay attention, guys, to the booster box, for example, I said this last video, and this is not a surprise. I think Destined Rivals is going to have a very, very good month for the month of August. I think we're going to see this set do very, very well, and most importantly, it's just going to continue to have its massive spike right now. We sort of saw it spike up very, very high, sort of at the end of August. Not at the end of August, the end of July. We saw it go from like 280 and then all the way up to like 320 where we're at right now. And I do think as for the month of August, we're going to just continue it to see it. And if I had to put a prediction on it right off the bat, how high can I see this booster box go in the month of August? Well, there's many ways to look at it. Are you asking me a bullish prediction, bearish, whatever? So if I had to go right in the middle between all of those, I'd probably say this box is probably going to reach 400. Obviously, if things keep going the way they're going, and it's not a surprising number. That's something that's more reasonable right now. We also have the Pokemon Center ETB. Now, I do know a lot of people are talking about this, and including myself. There's a few products that I talk about on this channel that I sort of say I will not mind buying it over MSRP. I would not mind paying, third-party pricing, because I know that some products are just so exclusive that it's sort of, if you buy it now, you're going to see way more protective growth than if you buy, for example, a booster bundle, right? Because booster bundles in the new modern sets, guys, are always going to be out there, right? They're going to be in circulation. But stuff like Pokemon Center ETB, something like the Super Premium Collection from Prismatic, those are a few products right now that just have that exclusivity behind them. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I do think that people who bought them at, the 180 mark, just right now, guys, let me be completely honest, very, very solid mark right here. But, I can't believe we had someone buy this for $800, bro. That's insane to me. On TCG Player, it's crazy. But going back to what I was saying, I really do think that, Destined Rivals, Pokemon Center, ETBs always tend to be more so, what's the right word I'm looking for? I should rephrase that. Pokemon Center, ETBs in general, guys, just tend to be more so of a secure investment, right? Protective, secure, all mean the same thing. If I pour my money into this box right now today, right, and I hold it for 5 years, theoretically speaking, I am losing right now because I am buying it third party. I'm paying higher pricing for it. But I know in 5 years, this will definitely be worth a lot more. I'm not going to say how much it'll be worth in 5 years because I can't predict that. That's too far into the future. But all I can tell you is I'll be making a lot more money if I do. So, something like this is not a bad investment. I did go to a card show yesterday, and to be completely honest, I did not find any of these. I was actually really looking to pick one of these up, and I would not mind paying, 180 cash if I can negotiate it down, just due to the fact that these are very, very nice products to have. Currently speaking, I do have a decent amount of Sword and Shield Pokemon Center ETBs, but not a lot of Scarlet and Violet. I'm going to try to go ahead and pick up as many Scarlet and Violet Pokemon Center ETBs as much as I possibly can. Maybe in the month of August. I really still do think, guys, that August is a great month to be picking up a lot of good products. There's a lot to pick up. I can't, go over all of that as much as I like to, because videos can't be 2 hours long. But I'll sort of go into that a little bit later. Now we also do have booster bundles. Now I did hear I was watching YouTubers when I was eating breakfast today, and I was like trying to get some new ideas, guys, for content. And I heard a lot of PokeTubers talking about Destined Rivals booster bundles. And generally, booster bundles in general, guys, are a very solid pathway to go for any set, because in this you're getting yourself a, what I like to call, quote unquote, mini booster box, right? It's sort of the affordable booster box for a lot of people. Now I was doing my math because I was thinking, okay, well, if we have booster boxes approaching 320 right now, how many booster bundles could I get before it reaches that booster box price? Now, if we currently look at the market, guys, we could say they're approaching $50, right? $50 for a market price for simple math. 50 times 6 is around 300. So you're most likely going to be paying booster box prices. You might just get a slight discount. But you do have to remember, I heard a lot of people saying Destined Rival booster bundles are better. And that is true in terms of pricing, but booster boxes, guys, also have that exclusivity in them, right? They're very, very nice product, and they have that aura, right? A booster box just is the champion of these sets. So keep that in mind whenever you're going to be investing into, booster bundles or booster boxes. Just, guys, keep in mind that booster boxes always tend to be more superior. I'm not saying booster bundles are bad, but I just want to address that because I was watching a lot of people saying that booster bundles are the best way to go right now. That is true, but long-term speaking, booster boxes always have that superior pricing to them. Now, to go ahead and summarize this, guys, I really do like Destined. It's one of those few sets I liked ever since it came out. I said it was going to do very, very well long term, and in all honesty, I think it will be the third best performing Scarlet and Violet set. Of course, 151 and Prismatic will go first, second. You can go ahead and negotiate which one goes first or second. I really don't care, but I think Destined Rivals easily, bro, just easily. I mean, especially right now, just with proven facts, looking how much the market loves this set, Destined Rivals does take the third place spot. And I know a lot of people are sort of still controversial about this set because, what makes it so crazy, but you guys have to remember, you have to ask yourself these questions all the time. When is the next time we're ever going to get a Team Rockets from Mewtwo? When is the next time we're ever going to get, Scythia's Garchomp and all these nice cards, guys? Probably not for a long time. Nothing soon at all. And another massive question you should be asking yourself about, investing into Destined Rivals. I'm not saying to buy right now, guys. You can go ahead and wait. I still think we have a long time for this stuff. But going back to what I was saying, it is a very, very nice aesthetic set. You have to remember that aesthetic sets also tend to perform a lot better. Having a Mewtwo, guys, on Elite Trainer box with Giovanni is just beautiful. We also have a booster box that's red and it's really pops out. And aestheticness, guys, does play a major role more than you think. I think a great example of this, if you think about Stellar Crown, right? Not so aesthetically pleasing. I mean, we have a turtle on an ETB. It's not as insane. When you have a Mewtwo on Elite Trainer box, when you have a really, really contrasting set, red and black, it just comes out very, very nice. And I honestly do think, guys, it plays a major role. The reason I do think, and it's the small things, guys, it's the small details, right? The main reason why I think Future Strike is doing so good right now, or has done really well, is just due to the fact that it also has a very nice aesthetic set, right? It's pink, a pink booster box. One of the first, I think it's the first time we ever got a pink booster box, honestly. I don't remember the last time we did. A Mew on an ETB, very, very nice. And I do think that's why, sets like this always tend to perform extremely well. Same thing with Evolving Skies, right? Evolving Skies is a very nice aesthetically set. We have Evolutions on an Elite Trainer box. Very nice. Same thing, with why these sets do so well. That's a big culprit, guys. So keep that in mind. It's not a massive detail. I'm not saying just because Stellar Crown is not aesthetically pleasing, it's not going to do well long term. But I am saying, it does play a contributing role because it does allow, the investor to feel more so, what's the right word? Appeased? Is that even a word? Appeased? I think it is. At the product. So keep that in mind. Just a little throw out right there, yes. Little fact of the day for all of you. Now let's talk about some more Sword and Shield sets to invest in. So I currently pulled up Brilliant Star, Silver Tempest, Lost Origin, and Astral Radiance. Now these are the last four, obviously, the last four sets of Sword and Shield right now that currently are still affordable in my opinion. I'm not saying that Sword and Shield as an era is not affordable. We still got sets like Vivid Voltage right now, which are honestly very, very cheap. I went to the card show yesterday. I was actually very, very tempted to pick up a Vivid Voltage booster box. I ended up passing, and now I'm thinking about it. I sort of do regret that because, it was only $200, guys. I mean, $200 for a Sword and Shield booster box sounds something we never hear of. So I'm not saying I missed out because I know, guys, there's another card show most likely by me pretty soon. So I'll probably pick it up then, and I bet you it's not going to move in price as much. So, keeping that stuff in mind is very, very important. But if we currently look, guys, at Brilliant Stars, the main reason why I preach about Brilliant Stars so much in my content is just due to the fact that it is a very underrated set. I know a lot of people are constantly talking about that Brilliant Stars has not been given the credit it deserves. And, checking on TCG Player every day, right? Going on, loading this up, I see prices move, freeze. Nothing's really happening with this. And I keep saying, guys, I think Brilliant Stars is going to be one of those few sets that's just going to explode one day. And I don't disagree with what I'm saying. I went ahead, guys, and picked up as much as I can in terms of Brilliant Stars during back then and during now. As you guys can hear, I'm hitting this new slab I picked up. I picked up a PSA 10, guys, a PSA 10 Umbreon VMAX from Brilliant. If you look at what it's currently going for on eBay, guys, 150. I got it for 150, bro. What a snag. Let me just explain myself, guys. Hearing, let me say this comment. It's probably going to shock you. When was the last time you've ever heard of an Umbreon VMAX, a PSA 10, going for less than $200 in 2025? Now, I get it. It is the Brilliant Stars one. It's not the Evolving Skies one. Makes sense. But the fact is, guys, that we still have a PSA 10. This is a mint copy. Very, very nice. From a very underrated set. And having one of the most protective Pokemon for under $200 is an absolute snag. This was on my checklist yesterday. I'm so happy I found it. It's a very, very nice card. Unfortunately, it has the freaking tag on it. I want to take it off, but I don't want to damage the foil. I mean, will I damage the foil? Let me see if I can take it off right now, because it's just ruining the aesthetics of it. But back to what I was saying, guys. Very, very nice pickup right now. I really do think this, and what I always say, I always try to preach what I always say. What, did I say that right? I always try to buy what I preach. I think that's the right way of saying that. As a lot of you know, I've been always talking about these trainer gallery cards. Very happy I got myself a PSA 10 copy of the Umbreon. That's just one, guys, of the few I still need. I'm trying to look still for the Rayquaza, the Pikachu, but they are expensive. I'm going to be completely honest. $155 is a lot of money. I understand that. But, you're getting yourself a PSA graded card, bro. It's beautiful, in my opinion. Next up, guys, also managed to get a freaking gold Mew. Yes, dude. From all of the memes, I got a gold Mew right here from Celebrations PSA 10 for $150. Very good price, honestly. If we check eBay right now, hold on, I'm just taking the sticker off, guys. Give me 1 second. Hope it doesn't rip the PSA 10. Oh shit. Just slowly. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Beautiful. Back to what I was saying. If we check eBay right now for the current listing of this price, it's currently going for $200. Some listings right here. I know eBay is not the best way to look at this stuff. I understand that, but I don't really care about overpaying a few bucks, guys, because guess what? Your boy got yourself a PSA 10 gold Mew. For all the memes, I actually did it. Ended up paying 100 and I believe 50 for it. 150, so like same price for the Umbreon as well. Very, very happy, guys. Beautiful slab. Very happy with these two products. Now, going back to what I was saying, I still think trainer galleries are going to be the most underrated, and I think it deserves the #1 spot. I'm gonna give trainer galleries, guys, the underrated spot right now for August. I really do think these have a lot of potential, and I sort of said this in my last video, or not last video, but last month. I was talking about how for the month of July, man, we have not seen these cards move, and I think for August, guys, we're still seeing that at a very good price. I mean, Umbreon, for example, is actually seeing a downturn right now. If you look at the past month, it's currently down 12%. And it might not look like a lot, but that's from $65, guys, all the way to $55. So it's a very, very nice copy to pick up. I do think you should be looking into these right now if you have some good money. And these are not a lot, guys. $55 for an Umbreon near mint is not a bad price to go for right now. We also have a lot of these products being very affordable in a PSA 10 copy. I do think that the Umbreon VMAX, by the end of 2025, just the raw, the near mint will probably be a 100. And I'm saying that confidently because I do think once these do get the recognition they deserve, they will go very, very high. As a lot of you know, the month of July was a very strong month for singles. We saw singles more so such as promo cards do very, very well. We saw the Black Star Greninja from Celebrations pump very, very high. We ended up seeing Celebrations Mew, the Gold Mew, at the end of July. We really start to see that card pick up right now. It's, I believe, approaching 37 in the raw near mint. So I do think that these do have a lot of potential, guys, with them for some very, very strong growth. Now, putting those aside, I also did pick up a few more. I managed to pick up, guys, a Charizard V. Same premise right here, man. It's a promo card, and guys, promos are very, very well right now in the market. And I do think that these are very underrated in terms of pricing. I mean, think about the Black Star Greninja right now. That was once an 80 set card, guys, less than a year ago. And now PSA 10 copies, I checked, bro, going for like 300. It's insanity to me, right? And it's not too crazy of a promo. I mean, I understand it's a very nice one. But, this is a Charizard, guys. It's a full art Charizard from one of the most exclusive Sword and Shield sets from Champion's Path. I mean, no one really talks about Champion's Path right now. So a very, very solid pickup. Picked this up for $50. Very happy with that. No regrets at all. I do think, promos, I don't know if I said this already. I'm sorry if I'm repeating myself. But I do think promos will continue to see a very, very good spike for the month of August. Now, my last pickup, guys, which I do not have pulled up on the screen, I'm sorry, is going to be the Charizard VMAX from the Charizard UPC promo, which is going to be the one that looks like Godzilla. It's the VMAX version. I picked it up for $35 in a PSA 9. I do know that the PSA 10 copies for these promos are going for absolutely insane amounts of money right now, so I don't have like 300 to buy a PSA 10 copy. I think the reason why they're going so high is just due to the fact that, you know, they're very, very hard to get a 10 in. But still, guys, a PSA 9 copy is a very, very nice thing. I talked about it earlier. I talked on my last video. I'll say it again. PSA 9 copies, guys, of cards are something you should be looking into. I mean, at the end of the day, you're only overpaying around $5-10 to get your card graded and have a solid 9 on it. PSA 9 cards are not bad. I hate when people always try to chase the 10s and never look for, you know, the other ones. Of course, guys, having 10s in your collection is perfect, but also having a 9 and maybe also having, I'm not saying you should do this, but maybe also having an 8 is not a bad idea, because sometimes if you buy a PSA 8 card, you're buying the card cheaper than what it's worth right now from market price, and it's PSA graded. You know, PSA grading, guys, is a very expensive process, very long process as well. So go ahead, and I believe I paid an extra $5. The Charizard VMAX right now from that UPC is going for $30 in a near mint. I paid an extra $5, guys, $5 to just have it graded in a PSA 9. It's insane. So if you don't have any graded cards in your collection right now, I would highly look into throwing some money into them. And if you don't have a lot, so you can't buy PSA 10, buy a PSA 9. I mean, let's go ahead and look up what the PSA 9 Umbreon VMAX is going for example. I mean, I'm kind of curious, and there's really nothing bad about having a PSA 9. I still think they're a very, very solid way to go in the market right now. We could check. Currently $80, guys. I mean, we have one right now, 75. And literally, the funny thing is, the all-time high of the Umbreon was like not 75 itself. So you're theoretically paying just to have it graded in a PSA 9 foil right now. So not too bad of a purchase in my opinion. I mean, what's it, 60? You're paying extra $15 to get it graded. You can buy the cheapest one off eBay. But if you do your scrolling and research, you can find it a lot cheaper. But, you know, that's not if you don't have everything, of course. I'm just changing my music. 1 second. Sorry, guys. Okay, we got that pulled up. Awesome. So now going back to the other stuff, I think I was talking about Sword and Shield sets. Now I do want to talk about Lost Origin and Astral Radiance. It's been a hot minute since I've talked about these sets, and there's sort of a reason behind that. Lost Origin and Astral Radiance, guys, are sort of a great example of what I would like to call, well, more so Lost Origin. You know, Lost Origin has pumped very, very high. We have booster boxes approaching. We're already above 500. We're about to approach like 550. We have ETBs on the way to 125. We have the chase card being 500. But I want you guys to really analyze something. You know, why is Lost Origin doing so much better than, for example, Brilliant Stars or Silver Tempest? I mean, what truly makes Lost Origin so much worth more? And there's really no answer to it. In fact, theoretically speaking, guys, Lost Origin is a really good set. Don't get me wrong. I know it has a lot of chase cards in it. I made a last time I talked about Lost Origin and said it was a bad set, I got a lot of hate. And honestly, I did my own research and I really looked into it. And it's actually a lot better than I thought it is. So I understand. But, you know, going back to what I was talking about in terms of like, I was watching other YouTubers and I was seeing them. Who really dictates the price? Why cannot Silver Tempest? Why can Brilliant Stars not be worth as much or worth more than Lost Origin right now? Because the only reason, theoretically speaking, guys, why this set is doing so much better in terms of just more expensiveness, highly has to recommend to the chase card. I understand that's a Giratina, but we have a Charizard, right, in Brilliant Stars. We have a Lugia. And I guess the Machamp, we'll not throw in the Machamp. We'll talk about that separately. But, you know, the other two sets, guys, very, very strong. So the fact that this set is already very, very high, you should be looking into these two. I have talked about Silver Tempest in the past, and it's one of those few sets that I really do still talk about. You know, if I get a lot of video questions all the time. Pokestocks, you do a video about the best products to buy right now, under 100, under 20. Like, a good example of this, guys, is to possibly buy some Silver Tempest product right now, because I can tell you, right, Sword and Shield and Pokemon right now is only going to aim higher in the near future than where we're at today. I do think that the Build and Battle Stadium for under 100 is a really good buy. I do think that the Rayquaza is a really good buy. And ETB, guys, under 100 is a very solid buy right now. You know, we're seeing a lot of sets. We're seeing a lot of modern sets. What I mean by modern is like Destined, right? pump very, very high, guys. We have Destined Rivals sort of approaching Silver Tempest. And we have to keep in mind, Destined Rivals will have more print runs, while Silver Tempest will not. So keep that in mind, guys, when also investing into this stuff. You know, I'm not saying you should not invest into Destined, but maybe throwing a booster box at Silver Tempest is not a bad choice as well. Sorry, I drink some water, guys. By the way, oh my god, I probably said this earlier. I'm not going to repeat myself because I do that all the time. But yeah, going back, guys, to sort of everything to go ahead and wrap up this video. Sorry for the little bit of a lower video right now in terms of time-wise, but we'll make the other ones kind of interesting. Let's go over Poké Notify. They have been announced to restock, guys, these Sam's Club things. I'm gonna be honest, I'm passing on that, man. I ain't gonna waste my time because I know I'm not gonna get anything. But in terms of everything else, we really don't have that much. I do want to talk about the Paldea Evolved reprint. I talked about this last video. And here's what I can say, guys. I know there's a lot of people right now who are still talking about this because this was the hot topic last week. Every freaking PokeTuber was talking about Paldea Evolved getting a reprint. And it's been nearly 1 week, and we really haven't seen a lot of movement in the market. We also have not seen it be released in stores yet. So here's what I can tell you so far. To summarize this, should you FOMO, should you sell, should you buy? I'll just be patient. I'm going to be completely honest, just see what happens. That's going to be it. I'm not going to go too more far into depth, guys. But yeah, with Paldea, I know there are a lot of people who are holding booster boxes, ETBs, booster bundles, including myself. And I'm not doing anything yet. There's no reason to FOMO. There really isn't, because guess what? I know the market will pick back up, even if there's a massive reprint. So there's really nothing to worry about. That's going to go ahead, guys, wrap it up for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.